The objective of this lesson is to use exponents to represent geometric dimensions. In this rectangle, the 3 and 5 represent the length of the sides. To find the area, we multiply the length times the width. 3 times 5 equals 15. While the 3 and 5 represent linear measurements, meaning that they represent a line, the 15 represents squares. Because the 15 represents two dimensions multiplied together, the rectangle is referred to as a two-dimensional shape. We would label this problem 3 inches times 5 inches equals 15 square inches. The product 15 square inches can be written with an exponent of 2. The 2 is the exponent that represents one of the squares inside the rectangle. Let's look at the following problem. If a football field is 100 yards long, excluding the two end zones, and 53 yards wide, what is the area of a football field? To find the area, multiply 53 by 100. 100 times 53 equals 5,300. The 5,300 represents that there are 5,300 squares on the football field. Each square is 1 yard wide and 1 yard long. The product is read 5,300 square yards. Now let's look at a problem with a three-dimensional shape. What is the volume of this tissue box? Volume is measured by how many unit cubes it takes to fill a container. We use the formula length times width times height. To find the volume of the tissue box, we will multiply the three dimensions. 22 times 12 times 9 equals 2,376. Because the 2,376 represents three dimensions, length, width, and height, being multiplied together, the rectangular prism is referred to as a three-dimensional figure. We will label the product with cubic centimeters. Each cube is 1 centimeter wide, 1 centimeter long, and 1 centimeter tall. We can write cubic centimeters with an exponent. 3 is the exponent that represents the three dimensions of one of the cubes inside the rectangular prism. This is why an exponent of 3 is commonly read as cubic or cubed. The volume of the tissue box is 2,376 cubic centimeters. Let's solve the following problem. Carson is filling a box that is 125 cubic feet. If the box is a cube, what are the dimensions of the box? A cube is a three-dimensional shape where all three dimensions are the same length. We need to find a number that when multiplied by a power of 3 equals 125. 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125. So the dimensions of the box are 5 feet by 5 feet by 5 feet, or 5 to a power of 3. The objective for this lesson was to use exponents to represent geometric dimensions. We met this objective by discussing squares and cubes as they relate to the exponents of 2 and 3.